So Meth and Red, I noticed this earlier today. Actually, I seen a post on Instagram through the algorithms. The algorithms told me Meth and Red was performing at what I believe was Summer Jam. I guess they had recently or something. A concert out there in New York, whatever it was, and whatever happened, Method Man came back and said, I don't know the whole post. I didn't have it. I don't want to quote it, but he basically said, "This is not our crowd." And he not performing at Summer Jam no more and some of the other stuff. It wasn't sad or nothing like that. It was just more of a realization of I went up, I was booked, went up there, did my thing, and didn't have as much fun as I used to have. The sentiment. That's not what he said. I didn't have as much fun as I used to have because this not the crowd that I should be performing for. They wanted to see something else, which led me to believe that maybe that was a younger crowd, which then led me to believe what was a moment or the time that made you feel like I'm probably aging out of hip. We'll just keep it hip hop. I'm aging out of hip hop.
I think when I got that the part, I don't want to say at that moment because I still make music to this day, but I feel like when I was like I'm not going to pursue trying to actually be a rapper was right around the time when I hit 30. I had my first kid when I was 28. You know, you kind of get everything situated. By the time you 30, so it's like, okay, I'm a dad, like I get it. So then it was like, do I really want to go hard and put so much energy and find? Because people don't understand how much money you spend when you really trying to like do your music thing. You spend a lot of bread, bro. So it's like, do I really want to allocate that much energy, time, and money to that, or do I want to try to put that energy into my kid? Put that energy in at the time me and my kid's mother was, trying to get a house and all kind of stuff. Like, do I really want to put that energy to that? Like, credit was good. I had 800 credit. Like everything was smooth. So we was trying to like plan that.
Oh, you
so
was
to
out here
plan,
bougie on us.
I mean, I was all right, you know what I'm saying? But like if you planning for long term things as a family, the music stuff just took a back seat. Yeah. So I think like when I hit 30, I think if you're an aspiring rapper, if you hit 30 and I ain't saying you can't do it, but if it ain't really cracked yet, you gotta start thinking like, okay, long term, like I gotta make sure I'm good and my family good and stuff too. But if you did crack and you did pop and you a legacy act like a Redman or a Method Man, I think when you hit about, I ain't even gonna say 40. I think at 40 you can still be relevant. Definitely at 40 you can still be relevant if you already had that run. But when you hit about 50, bro, it's like you probably gonna have so much other stuff going on. Like Method Man is an actor. He's been on a show for the last 3-4 seasons. He's did multiple shows. He's big into his health thing, his work. He don't need this. Hip hop can kind of be stressful, bro. Redman, I'm sure Redman don't need this. So like when you out there at 50 years old and you performing the same songs you done for 20 years, and I know it's other acts and other genres that does this into the late 60s, 70s. But in hip hop in general, bro, they don't like old people. They don't like us, bro.
Yeah, nah.
Music happens and moves fast.
The people will age you out of hip hop real quick. But that's what I was gonna say because I had a question for what you was gonna say before I got it to. So, do you think that's why Jay-Z don't perform? Because do you think that if he performed, he would get kind of a reaction similar, and he can't have that on his jacket?
I think that play a part. I think with Jay it play a part because Jay, we know Jay don't need it.
Yeah,
Jay a billionaire. I don't.
So if he go out there and try to rap, that's why he was like, I'm not gonna do no Super Bowl.
Yeah,
if I go out there and rap, and they don't, nah. I can't have that video out there that on my jacket. I think that's why Jay-Z don't do a lot of stuff. I just thought about that. I just put it together. Anything he do, we gonna have a video of it, and it better be fire, because it's gonna go on his jacket. See, and he don't have too many of them on his jacket.
I don't think Jay would ever have that issue if he want to do a show, because Jay fan base is enormous. Like his fan base, his music grew, so it's not like Jay is making. He's not doing the same song that he was doing when he was 20. So as an audience, we've grown with Jay. We've grown from Reasonable Doubt to now. So Jay could do it. I don't think
what if he
Meth is not.
What if he performing in front of 20, 22-year-olds though?
He wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
There wouldn't be the people that come to his show, but his show would always sell out.
So he wouldn't take the Summer Jam spot.
If people knew Jay was coming to Summer Jam, it's gonna be a different crowd. This is what I'm saying.
Nah,
Meth
no,
and
low-key, you ain't lying.
Redman, Meth and Redman ain't as, and it's no knock to them. They are legends. They're not as active. And they don't have the same pull as a Hove guy. If they say Hove is coming to the next Summer Jam, it's gonna be a lot of 40 and 50-year-olds. I was gonna say
it's gonna be a bunch of old with they fitted
straight up. You know, we out here.
Varsity jackets, button ups, all of his eras. It's gonna be some jerseys in the crowd,
all the throwbacks, all that. We out here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna come and support.
If I see somebody in the big ass button up, it's over.
Coming out there, bro.
You better go home.
Like meth people ain't coming out to see people. You know, they probably don't even smoke no more. Like, it's a lot of different things going on. Like, people older now. They got grandkids. They got to work. They got to drive in the morning. Like, bro, they not trying to come out there and kick it with meth. And it's no knock to them. Like, they legends. Yeah. Like, they are who they are. But I can see how that feeling would make them feel.
Shout out to Lil Duval, though. He got that Unk song out, and I heard it's pretty fire. But what I'll say is, my age... I was holding on. I don't have no kids.
For real.
I don't have no kids, so I was holding on after 30. It took me at least maybe 33, 34 to kind of realize it for real and stop like putting money and investing and all of that. And then by that time, I had switched over to comedy. So, but that was around the time when I was like, man, music is not finna be it. And I didn't want to give it up, but I had to because, like you say, it's a lot of money. I couldn't afford to do it no more. Then when you start making it or trying to think about that next level, you get the real money. And you get the real money and or you get the real price rather, not the real money. You get the real price of what it would take. And people be telling you, like, yeah, I get approached, and they like, if you match me 10 stacks, we can probably start working this song. You know, if you really, what Dolph say? If you really want to make it a hit song, it's going to cost you about 250 racks.
Hey, I'm going to tell you.
One song.
And I'm going to say this to any young people that actually might watch this video, bro.
No wonder all the dope boys win.
This is some game somebody gave me a long time ago when we was doing music. I should say his name, but I ain't going to say his name. Somebody we was meeting with about management. We having a meeting, and he told us straight up, he's like, look, if you want to do hip-hop, if you want to be a rapper, you're going to need one or two things. A lot of GUNs or a lot of money. So if you ain't got an investor and you ain't out here on the block and you ain't out here trying to put them
trying to
things,
be your own investor,
you know what I'm saying? It probably ain't going to work out for you. And he's like, you notice the one thing I didn't say was talent.
Yeah.
And I remember having that meeting with him and him saying that. And as time went by and you see different people getting deals, different people I ain't no knock to her because I like some of the joints. When you see a person like Sexy Red is not talented. But
not lyrically.
No, she's not talented. As a musician, she's not talented. But
it gotta be something though, right?
It's something. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm like, not lyrically, but it's something, right?
You, like I said, you gotta have money, or you gotta have backing in the streets, or you gotta have money to make it crack.
Yeah.
So she probably got them other two things covered. It don't matter if she's not the most talented. It don't matter. Long as she can be relatable to a group of people and people got enough money to push that music to the people that she might be relatable to, because that's really what it's about. And even if you J. Cole, if I want to put the money into Craig Smith's rap career, I got the money to push Craig into the people that.
And he had the right
like
people
Craig.
That was like, all right, this is needed. This is a lane for this. You can, and you obviously got an audience. So I'm sure all that worked out for him. But yeah, like that's
And I like Sexy Red song. And it's like I'm hating on Sexy Red. That's not. I just want to say that too because I don't want like I'm hating on Sexy Red. I'm just saying like her talent isn't the big thing that draw people to Sexy Red. It's her personality. It's the image of her. It's the I really don't give a attitude.
But to your point, I had combos like you had where you said people told you like you notice I didn't say talent. Like I think that's what kind of like killed it for me and made me start realizing because when you hit in your 20s, you like, man, whatever. I'm a da-da-da. Nice. And then you start the older you get, you like, man, talent, it don't matter. And all I had was talent. It was like, then none of that stuff matter because you got to be this or that or follow this. And I think that's what kind of turned me off about the music industry. And yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know. Some of the horror stories I hear is like bad, but then you also get the J. Coles and the Kendricks. And I'm like, oh, I would have been that. That's easy to be. That looked pretty easy if you don't fall into the whole fame stuff and all this other normal stuff not normal, but you know what I mean.
But
human faults that people
even
fall
locally,
into.
I can't think of my man's name, the Asian cat. He got like local
from up here.
Yeah, he be doing shows and stuff.
It's David Yang.
Is it David Yang? It might be him.
Yeah, we shared a Bone Thug and Harmony opening together before.
But like him, right? And shout out to him. This ain't no knock to him.
He's the most famous one that I know.
Yeah. But it was somebody I know back then. They was hating because I think he was working with Payne and he had some different people that was helping him out or whatever. And they was like, "Yo, why he? I'm this and I'm that." And I'm
either him or Ted Park. Shout out to Ted Park. He was working with Payne too.
Might have been Ted Park.
But David Yang is that guy.
David Yang is. Yeah, I know
he worked with Payne for a little bit.
It might be Park, but whoever it was, shout out to both of them. But they was basically hating. They was saying on some stuff like, "Yo, I'm better than them," and this and that. And I'm like, bro, it don't matter. Mm-hmm. They're Asian and they're decent. They're decent to good. You know what I'm saying? Even if it ain't your music, they're decent to good. To most people, that's music gonna be put in front of.
Yeah.
So like they found their audience. So you can't get mad because you ain't found your audience yet. Like you still can't knock it.
And not only that, you gotta remember stuff like this happen all the time. Back to if we really want to bring it back to the Caitlin Clark or this type of situation, we get a Lil Durk because we heard Chief Keef. And we see where Lil Durk at right now.
Yeah.
So this is the importance of championing that one that can put everybody on, or at least put a spotlight on everybody else. Because you can really find some diamonds, you know what I'm saying? Once we know it's diamonds there, trust me, people coming to look for more diamonds.
Yeah.
So
and to my point I made earlier, imagine how many people in Chicago who missed out because they didn't invest in the people. They might have been looking for talent. Okay, yeah, this person super nice. This person this person that, but they didn't invest in the people. And like in hip hop, it is about you got to have a lot of G's or a lot of G's. You know what I'm saying? But if you think about like the reality of that situation, if they would have invested in those people in those communities, think about all the artists that somebody could have had. You could have had it. I mean, it went left because of politics, but you could have went to them communities because they was all within blocks. You got Von, you got Dirk, you got Duck, you got FYBJ Maine. Even not on music tip, just invest in FYBJ Maine as a person. You know how much money FYBJ Maine made on the internet? Just butter. And that's a small community. If you just invest in people sometimes,
but
bro.
You also know how that goes too, man. I don't know.
Yeah, politics. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't know that the internet was this much fodder and stuff. I'm just not realizing.
Some smart young person who did.
I'm about to start doing videos and stuff on my own. Just realizing, the internet is just fodder. Sometimes you just need something to talk about. And then I almost did a personal video on the whole Caitlin Clark myself, just to be like, yeah, this is how I feel about it.
Listen. I ain't gonna hold you. Even building our channel.
I don't know if they would have knew that back then to be like, that's my BJ. You know?
It's very hard for me to like really, y'all don't understand. Like I appreciate this, bro. I never would have thought I'd had a YouTube channel that had 2 million views. I never would have thought like we'd be able to sit here, go live, people actually sit here and entertain our uckery and have fun with us and talk. Like you never know how many people in the world like you, how many people in the world actually want to support you.
Yeah.
So like to find out how many people it is, you got to put yourself out there and just be yourself. And the people will come. And sometimes, like, when you doing music or you doing acting, you doing whatever, people get in their head so much that you don't just put yourself out there. But once you put yourself out there, bro, you have no idea how much you can actually do just by being yourself in front of a camera, especially these days. Because people is going viral for all. I've seen people got whole pages that's viral because of their animals. You know what I'm saying? They do videos with their dogs and cats and they're viral. Like, you never know, bro.